The fight sells itself, so there's no need for any nonsense up there, to be honest.
This is Danny Gathone for Pro Boxing Fans in Leeds. We've just had the launch press conference for Leigh Wood versus Josh Warrington. It's a pleasure to be joined by trainer Leigh Wood, Ben Davison. Ben, not the easiest fight to get over the line, but we're here. You must be ecstatic and just so excited for what's potentially one of the biggest domestic fights of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't see it being anything but fight of the year, or at least fight of the year contender. I just think style-wise, I think the atmosphere, I think everything leads down to a hell of a battle.
Was there ever any doubt that the fight would get made? I know the situation with the WBA and Kolmatov did rumble on a bit. Were you ever sort of worried it might not go over the line, or would you have been happy to sort of plough on with the fight even if it wasn't for the title?
Yeah, I think even if it wasn't for the title, I think it would have made sense. But to be honest with you, I wasn't ever in doubt, being honest. Not because it was never in doubt. I was always quite confident that we would get there eventually.
And just stylistically, it was very respectful up there, but I think we're not expecting anything respectful at the Sheffield Arena in October.
No, for sure, and I think that's what I was hinting at there. I don't think it needs all the talk. There's a lot of respect between the two camps. The fight sells itself because of the work that the two fighters have already put in, and their resumes and what they've achieved so far, and the fan bases that they've created. I think the fight sells itself, so there's no need for any nonsense up there, to be honest.
There's a few people who have expressed the view that Josh Warrington's best days may be just behind him. That's clearly not something you subscribe to. You know, you set up there, you expect to see the very best version of Josh.
Yeah, I think that's a load of nonsense, to be honest with you. I think that he's as good as ever. I think that he believes that. I think that, you know, we certainly do believe that. I think that you've got to take into consideration when he fought that's coming off of the Lopez fight. When he fought Lopez, there was all this talk about him being a puncher. He's just coming back off of a broken jaw against Kiko Martinez, and he took a little while to get going. That would have been in the back of his mind for sure. But it's still, you know, it's more than competitive, the fight, and you know, for all this, it's an easy blow away and all the rest of it. Definitely not.
Moving on, I appreciate you get asked about Tyson Fury and Ghana a lot, and he's not your fighter, but I've not spoke to you, so I've got to ask, just first of all, just your thoughts on the fight, the event, maybe better to refer to it as a whole.
I think it's a huge event. I think the pair of them are going to secure the bag. I don't know much about Ghana. All I know is some friends of mine that are big UFC fans, you know, said that almost when he left the UFC, it was like, what sort of decision are you making there? And then, you know, as I said, he's gone and secured the bag with his fight against Tyson Fury, so fair play to him. Of course, the fight that we all want to see is a Usyk fight. So hopefully, no matter what, I don't know what the breakdown negotiations was. I don't have any information on that. I just, you know, once the pair of them get their fights dealt with, hopefully we do eventually get to see that fight.
A few people have expressed the view, Eddie Hearn being one of them, that Tyson's more interested in money than legacy. From your experience in knowing Tyson, do you think that's potentially true?
No, I think that most fighters try to find the balance. You know, they wouldn't want to be a undisputed world champion with no money in the bank, you know, but at the same time they wouldn't want to not have a legacy and have a ton of money in the bank. So I think that it's about finding the balance, and the problem is when you get to the top of the sport. So for example, when you're starting out, fighter A might get $3,000 a round, let's just say, as a number. $3,000 a round is fighting over $6,000. Fighter B might get $2,000 a round. Yeah? Let's say over a 6-rounder. $6,000 you're getting done out of, you know. By the time your career ends, you'd like to think that $6,000 is not really going to make a huge difference. The problem is at the top of the sport, 10% might be millions, could be millions. So that's what sort of, you know, becomes difficult when making fights and negotiating fights and all the rest of it. So yeah, it is a business. I know people hear it all the time, and you know, negotiations can be difficult. I just do hope that eventually we do get to see it, because the heavyweight was on such a great run at one point. The heavyweights were on a great run at one point, and now it seems to have faded out. But I think it's important for the state of boxing that the heavyweights are active, especially the heavyweight champions.